When people think of American power overseas, they imagine massive bases covering entire islands. But here's the twist. Some of the most powerful US military bases on Earth are smaller than shopping malls, while others quietly span tens of thousands of acres. Today we're ranking the biggest overseas US bases and naval ports not by firepower, not by politics, but by pure physical size from smallest to largest. As this list goes on, you'll see something fascinating. The smaller the base, the more dangerous it often is. Let's begin. The Naval Air Facility Atsugi. Naval Air Facility Atsugi is the smallest base on this list, but it punches far above its size. Covering roughly 40 to 50 acres, Atsugi is tightly integrated into a Japanese facility and serves as a critical naval aviation hub for US forces in Japan. It supports helicopters, transport aircraft, and logistics flights tied directly to fleet operations at Yokosuka. Despite its compact footprint, Atsugi helps keep the US 7th Fleet operational, moving personnel, equipment, and intelligence across the Indo-Pacific. Thousands of US and Allied personnel rotate through its facilities. Atsugi proves an important lesson early in this ranking. This list isn't about how much land you control, it is about how effectively you use it. Naval Support Activity Bahrain. Naval Support Activity Bahrain occupies just 60 to 70 acres, yet it commands one of the most volatile regions on the planet. The base is the headquarters of the US 5th Fleet, overseeing naval operations across the Persian Gulf, Red Sea, Arabian Sea, and parts of the Indian Ocean. Thousands of US personnel operate here, despite its extremely dense urban footprint. Bahrain supports destroyers, patrol craft, mine countermeasures, ships, and maritime patrol aircraft, along with command, intelligence, and logistics units that keep global shipping lanes open. It is a base where command matters more than space. From this small patch of land, the US Navy coordinates operations affecting global oil supply, regional conflicts, and freedom of navigation. Tiny base, enormous consequences. Naval Support Activity Souda Bay. With just about 110 acres of US-controlled space, Souda Bay is one of the smallest bases on this list and one of the most strategically vital. Located on the island of Crete, Souda Bay offers a deep-water port capable of hosting nuclear-powered aircraft carriers. That alone makes it invaluable. Add fuel depot, logistics hubs, and NATO integration, and you have a base that quietly anchors US naval power in the Mediterranean. Roughly 1,000 US personnel operate here, supporting carrier strike groups, submarines, and allied fleets transitioning between Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. Souda Bay isn't just about size, it is all about access, and in naval warfare, access is everything. Camp Lemonnier. Camp Lemonnier spans around 500 acres, making it small by land area, but massive in operational importance. This is the only permanent US military base in Africa, positioned at the mouth of the Red Sea near one of the world's busiest maritime choke points. From here, the US conducts counter-terrorism missions, maritime security, drone operations, and rapid response deployments across East Africa and the Middle East. Between 4,000 and 5,000 personnel operate in an extremely compact, high-tempo environment. The base supports aircraft, naval logistics, special operations forces, and regional surveillance missions. The Camp Lemonnier shows how modern bases are built. Small footprint, high density, constant activity. The fleet activities Yokosuka. At 568 acres, Yokosuka isn't large, but it may be the most powerful naval base on Earth. This is the forward home port of the US 7th Fleet, including a permanently forward-deployed aircraft carrier strike group. Tens of thousands of sailors, aircraft, destroyers, cruisers, and logistics ships are tied to operations run from this base. Yokosuka supports full maintenance, command, and combat readiness, all packed into a relatively small coastal footprint. If naval power were measured in density instead of acreage, Yokosuka would rank number 1. This base proves that concentration beats expansion. The Naval Station Rota. Naval Station Rota jumps dramatically in size, covering about 6,100 acres. Located on Spain's Atlantic coast, Rota is one of the largest US bases in Europe. It hosts multiple Aegis destroyer, supports ballistic missile defense, and provides logistics for carrier strike groups operating across Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. Thousands of US personnel work alongside Spanish forces here, making it a cornerstone of NATO maritime defense. Rota's size allows it to function as a true multi-domain base, combining naval, air, logistics, and housing facilities into one integrated complex. This is where land area finally starts to match firepower. The Naval Support Facility Diego Garcia. Diego Garcia covers approximately 6,700 acres spread across a remote atoll in the Indian Ocean. Despite its isolation, this base is one of the most strategically important U.S. installations worldwide. It supports pre-positioned logistics ships, submarines, maritime patrol aircraft, and heavy bombers including B-52s, B-1s, and B-2s. With around 2,400 personnel, Diego Garcia functions as a launchpad for global power projection, especially into the Middle East and Asia. It is quiet, remote, and absolutely indispensable. Guantanamo Bay Naval Base. The Guantanamo Bay spans a massive 28,000 acres, making it one of the largest overseas U.S. bases by land area. The base includes a deep water port, airfield, housing, training zones, and extensive buffer areas. While its operational tempo is lower than some smaller bases, its sheer size provides unmatched territorial control in the Caribbean. Thousands of U.S. personnel operate here, supporting naval logistics, regional security, and long-term strategic presence. Guantanamo isn't about intensity, it is about endurance. The Naval Base Guam. At approximately 39,000 acres, Guam is the largest overseas U.S. military footprint in the world. This isn't just a base, it is an entire strategic platform. Guam hosts naval ports, submarine facilities, Marine Corps units, missile defenses, and Andersen Air Force Base, which supports America's most powerful long-range bombers. Tens of thousands of military personnel and civilians operate here, making Guam the backbone of U.S. power in the Indo-Pacific. If conflict erupts in Asia, Guam is the first place power flows from and the last it retreats to. So what surprised you more? That the smallest bases command entire regions, or that the largest ones quietly anchor global power? If you want a ranking by firepower, personnel, or a combined base power index, let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe because sometimes the most dangerous places on Earth fit inside a few city blocks.